All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go into Vectr.com. We're going to go to log in with Google if you haven't already, and then if you already have, go to My Profile, and then just create a new file. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be creating some logos, and we're going to use this file that I'll put on Classroom. Oh, I guess I have to click on Upload Image. It's in my downloads. There it is. And what you're going to do is create these logos. You're going to try to create them. So, first off, am I able to change the layout of my page? Yeah, let's not worry about it. Page. Oh, we can here. Yeah, let's not worry about that right now. Okay, so let's go to our layers and let's lock this layer with the lock tool. That way we can't do anything to it. And the first one I'll do, start with the easiest, is target. So I'll use my ellipse tool. And I'm going to hold down Shift. And if I hold down Shift, it's going to keep it a perfect circle. So I'll just take this one, and I can put it right up here. And I'm going to make it red. And I do that by going in the background color. And I don't want a border on it, so make sure that's unchecked. Next thing I'm going to do is take another circle, and we will draw that one to be this size. So let's stick those over here. And then we have this white circle here in the middle. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's make this thing white. Stick that one there until it's perfectly centered. And it should give you a little indication. That little blue line in the center should go away. Kind of snaps to the middle. And let me make this one red again. Okay, so what I can do is if I click on this one, subtract, it'll actually destroy. If you select both of them and then you click subtract, let me show you that again. Okay, so if you'll see that I have two objects here. In fact, I'll even make this one a different color so you can see. If I select both of them by putting a box around it, and then I click subtract, it'll actually cut out this middle one, so it becomes invisible inside. So then I can just make that red, and there we go. I've just designed the logo. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and just kind of move it off to the side here, so that I know that you created one. Let's do the same thing to the Nike logo. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder, so we're going to actually have to draw using the pen tool. We click here at the beginning and let go. Now on here we have to click and drag. And which direction do you drag? Drag the way the path is heading. So I'm going to click and drag. So click and hold. And just watch that line until it matches the Nike logo. And then let go. Then I'm going to click all the way at the end here. And again, I'm going to hold until it matches that line. Now what's going to happen here is you're going to be left with this big, weird, wavy thing that's going to be curving off the edge. So to fix that, just hold down Control and bring this one all the way in. All the way in. And then just keep going. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click and drag here. And I'm going to bring it home. Now, it's kind of hard to see what we did here because it's a different color. So let me make the border color red. And you can see that there's some things that we might need to fix. So let me zoom in, went down here, and just double click on it. Let's play around with these points. So you'll notice that as I change this one, it messes with this one. So to fix that, hold down Shift, and that way you can adjust them independently. I might need to pull this one down a bit. Okay, looks good. Let's turn this guy in a little bit, and okay, what's going on over here? Oop. Okay, so once again, I only want to adjust that one. So I'm going to hold down Control and pull this guy in. And then, if I hold down Control, I should be able to just modify this. And it looks like this one has to come all the way down over here for this to work. And then this guy. Don't hold down Control on this one, and hold down Shift, because this, if you hold down Control, it'll bend these two, and you want them to be in a straight line so that it's nice and curvy. Okay, so there we go, and let's take this Nike logo, shrink it down a bit, and change the color to black. Oh, that's border. I don't want a border. You check on this box right here, and then just double click here, change it to black. Okay, let's try McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's, we have kind of a couple of circles here, it looks like. And then another circle. Okay, I think I can do this. What I'm going to do is start with a circle and get it to match this kind of outer M. It's a little flat on the bottom, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's do the same thing over here. Okay, so that's kind of the outline. Let's make that yellow. Okay, and then I'm going to union these guys by uniting them, by selecting both and then clicking Unite, and that makes them together. Now let's take two other circles. These inner circles, the white areas. And let's stick those right in the middle. They kind of go high. Select them both, and then again, this time try subtract. Okay, not bad, we're pretty close. Down here on the bottom, I'm going to take another rectangle, stick it here, or I don't know, let's get it to match perfectly. We'll stick it right about there. Select both of these, and this time we're going to do subtract. Now we're pretty close, but I can double click here. I'm trying to zoom in the wrong way. I can double click here, and it does get a little tricky when I try to do that, actually. Maybe I think we're just going to leave this one as it is. So though that's close enough to the McDonald's logo, and I'll just stick that here and shrink it. Make sure you hold down Shift when you shrink things. Okay, let's do the shell logo. So here, let's start with the ellipse. Okay, pretty close. And then we have this kind of complex shape going on over there. So, first thing I'm going to do is just double click on this and just pull in this guy. So I kind of just need this little segment right there. In fact, I'm probably going to, let's double click on that. Let's add a point here. Stick that there. And if I hold down Control, I can just kind of make that one a corner. Let's do the same thing down here. Add a point. Oh, if you just double click on it, it'll convert it to a corner. That works. Okay, so we got that section. And then we need this little section right here. Oops. I wonder if I could just do it all with this shape. So I'll take this guy, stick it down here. Let's double click here. Make another point. Let's double click here. Make another point. Double click here. Double click here. Stick that down. Double click here. And double click here. What do we need? There. And there. Double click on that to make it a corner. And kind of round this up a little bit. We just make sure it's round and then just kind of pull it out. If it's a perfectly straight line, these handles, it will look better. Okay, so that's the shell logo. I'll make that one red. And then for this inner part, I almost feel like I should just take the same thing, Control C, Control V, shrink it until it's the size of the yellow part. Stick that in there. And then to get these little red spokes, we're gonna just do this kind of fast and simple. I'll just find a rectangle here. I mean a triangle. Nice, Mr. Jelly. Okay, and we'll take nice spiky one like that. Let's rotate it. Make it red. And let's bring it to about the same size as this one. Okay. And then you can just Control C those. Oops. Control V. You gotta switch, move them a little bit each time. A little longer. Sorry, rotate them, yeah. And you rotate them by just going outside of them. Okay, I'm not going to do the rest. Okay, let's take that, let's shrink it. And if you don't do all of them, that's fine. If it looks something like that, you're okay. Starbucks, no thank you. Let's move on to Apple. Apple is an interesting one. It's made up of a bunch of circles. So we're going to maybe do our best to try to create some circles here. And it's not going to be perfect because the way they do it's even more complex than what I'm about to show you. But yeah, you want these nice smooth round edges. And we'll just start it off with some circles. 4 circles. This one's a little funky. But just if you want to see the outlines so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's get rid of the color on those and make the outline red. So essentially something like that, like these 4 circles that are just kind of overlapping. And then I'll unite them by selecting them all and clicking unite. And then this little section right here, let's take a circle. And I'll make this one yellow so you can see it. And let's select both, and then this time do subtract. So we end up with that. And then for this little shape, just 2 circles that overlap. 1 circle. 2 circles. Let's give those a border so we can see. And you can see they overlap right there. So just select both, and this time say intersect. Yeah, let's make that black. And no border. Pull that in and shrink it down. Yeah, those edges, see how they're kind of funky, but that's okay. We're not worrying about that too much. We got the basics. Woof, there you go. And if you wanted to try to do Starbucks for extra credit, go for it.